The breakthrough timeline isn't approaching. It has already manifested. Your higher self has completed the preparation. The blessing is now activated. And the sole reason you can perceive these words is because you are positioned at the very threshold of receiving it. Your higher self just confirmed the breakthrough timeline. And your only responsibility now is to discover how to remain receptive. This is not empty encouragement. This is not a symbol for optimistic thinking. This is applied quantum mechanics, specifically the principle of retrocausality, where the future fundamentally and demonstrably shapes the present. We've had the understanding of reality inverted. We assume the past generates the present, which then generates the future. But the evidence reveals something far more significant. The future is a field of tremendous gravitational force, shaping and informing the now. In the next few minutes, I am not going to request you to accept anything. I am going to provide you the undeniable, tangible confirmation that this shift has already occurred in your personal existence, and then I will provide you the precise protocol to consciously receive and integrate the life that is already yours by quantum principle. This understanding is supported by concepts that the world's most brilliant intellects have wrestled with for decades. We're discussing block universe theory, the revolutionary idea that all of time, past, present, and future exists simultaneously, co-eternally. Time is not a flowing stream. It is a vast static landscape, and your consciousness is simply moving its point of focus within it. Experiments like the delayed choice quantum eraser have demonstrated in a way that defies all classical reasoning that a choice made in the future can modify an event that has already occurred in the past. Process that, again, in your awareness. An observation made now alters what happened before. If that is accurate, then the version of you who is flourishing in the future is by necessity transmitting signals back to your present that are fundamentally reorganizing your reality to ensure that outcome. You already recognize the sensation of being out of alignment with this truth. You have experienced the exhaustion, that deep spiritual fatigue that comes from trying so intensely, from visualizing, affirming, scripting, and pushing against a reality that seems stubbornly resistant to your intention. You feel like you are pushing a boulder up a hill that never concludes. That sensation is real. It is completely valid, but it is not a sign of your failure or that you aren't trying intensely enough. It is a symptom of operating under a false premise about time and creation. It is the energetic friction that comes from trying to construct a future that your higher self has already completed for you. Have you ever experienced a deep exhaustion from trying to create your future? As if you're fighting against the current, if the relief of knowing the work is already done resonates deep in your soul, hit the like button now to anchor this truth and signal to the universe you are ready to receive. So many people are asking, how does higher self work on a practical level? Let me explain the physics of it. Consider it as the quantum connection. Envision your higher self, the version of you who has already resolved the problems you face, who is living in the abundance you seek, who embodies the peace you crave. That version of you is not in some distant, unknowable future. They exist right now at a different coordinate in the block universe. From that coordinate of absolute success and fulfillment, they are extending a hand back through the fabric of space-time to you, right here, right now. That extension of their hand is a frequency, a signal, a resonance. That signal is the breakthrough timeline confirmation. They have initiated the connection. This video, this information, this entire transmission. It is you in this moment, becoming aware of that outstretched hand and making the conscious choice to extend your own to complete the circuit. You are not creating a new connection. You are simply becoming aware of the one that has been awaiting you all along. By the conclusion of this video, the purpose of this entire communication, you will transition from a state of hopeful striving to one of profound, peaceful receptivity. You will shift from being the builder, exhausted by the labor, to being the resident of a home that was constructed for you. You will know with a certainty that settles deep in your core, a certainty that quiets the anxious mind exactly how to accept the future that has already been perfectly arranged for you. To truly comprehend this, we have to shatter your most fundamental assumption, the idea that time is a stream flowing from a fixed past through a fleeting present into an unwritten future. That is an illusion, a useful one, but an illusion nonetheless. The deepest truth of modern physics, confirmed by Einstein's theory of relativity, is a concept known as the block universe. Envision all of time and space, every moment that has ever occurred, and every moment that ever will occur as a single four-dimensional block of space-time exists right now. The Big Bang, the dinosaurs, your birth, this exact moment you are hearing my voice, and the moment of your greatest triumph. They are not gone or yet to arrive. They are simply different coordinates in the block. They all exist simultaneously. This isn't philosophy. This is physics. Your higher self is not at the end of a long, dark tunnel you are slowly moving towards. Your higher self is at a different location in the block, a different coordinate. They exist with the same solidity and reality that you do right now. Consider it this way. Linear time, the way we experience it, is like being on a train, on a single railroad track that you are forced to build as you go, tie by tie, rail by rail. It's demanding work. You can only see the few feet in front of you and the blurry landscape you've just passed. This is the paradigm of striving. But quantum reality, the block universe, is not a single track. It is a vast, infinite train yard, a cosmic grand central station with an infinite number of tracks already laid out, each one representing a complete possible timeline from beginning to end. There is a track where you fail, a track where you struggle endlessly, and there is a track where you are living in a state of profound peace, abundance, and fulfillment. All of these tracks are already complete. They already exist. Your higher self is the version of you who is already on that optimal track, the breakthrough timeline, and they are doing something incredible. From their coordinate in space-time, they are transmitting a signal back to you. It's a resonance, a frequency, a vibrational homing beacon that echoes through the quantum field. This is not a creative process where you are building something new. This is a retrieval process. You are receiving a signal from a reality that is already fully formed. This is what we call the breakthrough timeline confirmation. It's the moment you stop building your own track and learn how to hear the signal from the one that has already been perfected for you. Now you can see why the old methods failed, or more accurately, why they are so unbelievably inefficient and exhausting. Traditional manifestation, the endless affirmations, the white-knuckled visualizing, the constant striving. It's all based on the old linear track model. You're trying to build a better track while your train is still moving at 100 miles per hour on the old one. You are fighting the momentum, the inertia, the entire energetic signature of your current reality. You are laying down new rails of abundance while running on tracks of lack. It's like trying to change the course of a river by throwing pebbles into it. The fundamental energy of your current timeline will almost always win. It is the path of most resistance. That spiritual exhaustion you feel is the direct result of fighting a battle of physics you were never meant to win. So we must change the paradigm entirely. The shift is from creation to selection. The shift is from effort to resonance. Your work is no longer to build, to strive, to force. Your only job is to become a finely tuned receiver to adjust the frequency of your own being, your thoughts, your emotions, your core beliefs, until it matches the frequency of the signal your higher self is broadcasting. When your frequency matches the frequency of that other track, a quantum leap occurs. You switch tracks, not by force, but by the law of resonance. The universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. This is what a timeline shift explained simply really means. You stop trying to build a new reality and start tuning into one that already exists. You don't need to figure out the how. The how has already been solved by your higher self on that timeline. You only need to align with the energetic result. You attune yourself to the feeling of the destination, and the path, the track itself, reconfigures around you to make that your reality. Take a moment with this. Let it settle. In what area of your life have you been trying to force the door open, not realizing your higher self has already left the key for you right beside it? Herein lies the great paradox of spiritual work. The very knot that has kept you tangled in a reality you wish to transcend. We have been taught that we must act our way into a new state of being, that if we just do the right things, say the right affirmations, visualize with enough force, we will eventually build a bridge to a better life. The revelation, the truth that will recalibrate your entire existence, is the precise inverse of that belief. You must be your way into a new state of action. The frequency comes first. The evidence always follows. Let that sink into the deepest layers of your awareness. The physical world you experience, the circumstances, the people, the opportunities, they are not the cause of your inner state. They are the echo of it. You have been trying to shout at the echo, hoping to change the original sound. The work is not to change the reflection in the mirror, but to change the face that is looking into it. Your feeling state, your core resonance, is the broadcast. The reality you see is simply the reception. This changes everything. It means your desired reality, the one your higher self is already inhabiting, is not a prize to be earned through struggle. It is a gift to be accepted through alignment. This simple, profound shift dismantles the entire paradigm of effort and worthiness. Struggle is no longer a badge of honor. It is not proof that you are working hard on your spiritual path. Struggle is a diagnostic tool. It is a blinking red light on your dashboard, a signal from your inner guidance system telling you that you are tuned to the wrong frequency. It is the static you hear when you are between stations. It is a sign that you are on the wrong timeline, trying to force a reality that does not vibrationally match the one that is awaiting you. The universe is not testing your resolve. It is not withholding your blessings until you have suffered enough to deserve them. That is an old story, a relic from a timeline of scarcity and separation. The truth is that your higher self is guiding you. It is constantly transmitting you a signal, a feeling, a resonance of peace, of knowing, of completion. Every moment of struggle is a moment you are resisting that signal, clinging to the old frequency out of habit. So, the approach must shift. We move from forceful creation to radical receptivity. This is not passivity. It is the most potent form of action. It is the deliberate and conscious act of creating energetic space within you. Envision your life has been a room cluttered with the furniture of old beliefs, past hurts, and the heavy story of your struggle. You have been trying to build a beautiful new chair in a room with no empty space. Radical receptivity is the process of lovingly carrying that old furniture out of the room. You stop telling the story of how hard it has been. You stop focusing on what is missing. You stop bracing for the next problem. You simply become empty. You become a vessel. This is how to receive blessings from the universe. You stop talking to it and start listening for the frequency it is already transmitting you. You stop pleading, petitioning, and negotiating, and you begin to simply attune yourself to the signal of the reality that has already been arranged in your favor. What if the most powerful action you could take right now is to do nothing at all, but to simply become an empty vessel for a reality that is already rushing to meet you? This leads to the final critical transformation, an evolution of your identity. You are not a spiritual seeker. The term seeker implies lack. It presupposes that what you desire is outside of you, lost and must be found. It is an identity rooted in the journey, not the destination. Today, you graduate from that identity. You are a quantum receiver. A receiver does not search. A receiver tunes. A receiver prepares its internal technology to clearly and cleanly pick up a signal that is already being broadcast. Furthermore, you are not a manifester. To manifest is to make something appear from nothing, a process that implies immense effort against a void. It positions you as the sole architect, carrying the entire weight of creation on your shoulders. You are an integrator. An integrator doesn't create the reality. An integrator downloads a pre-existing, fully formed reality into their physical experience. The work is not in the building, but in the embodiment. Your higher self, the master architect, has already drawn the perfect blueprint. You are not the architect trying to draw a new blueprint. You are the living blueprint. And your only job now is to allow the architect's design to unfold through you, to let the life that is awaiting you fill the space you have so courageously cleared. You now understand the principle. You have felt the revelation. But an idea, no matter how powerful, remains abstract until it is anchored in your lived reality. The breakthrough timeline confirmation is not a future event you are working towards. It has already occurred. I will repeat that. The confirmation is complete. Your higher self has already turned the key. You are now living in the early moments of this new reality, and your experience of the world is beginning to reflect that shift. But the signs are not what you think they are. They are profoundly counterintuitive. These are not signs that the package is on its way. They are the delivery notification slips proving it is already on your doorstep, awaiting you to simply open the door. Here are the 3 undeniable confirmation signs that you are on the breakthrough timeline right now. The first sign is what I call the beneficial disruption. This is often the most misunderstood and the most frightening of the signs. An old structure in your life suddenly and unexpectedly falls apart. A job you thought was secure is eliminated. A relationship you've held onto for years dissolves. A financial plan collapses. From the perspective of the old timeline, this is a catastrophe. It feels like a crisis, a failure, a profound loss. Your mind screams that you are moving backward, that everything is going wrong. But from the perspective of your higher self, this is not demolition. It is excavation. You cannot build a palace on the foundation of a shack. Your higher self, operating with a higher dimensional blueprint, understands that the old structure, the old job, the old relationship was energetically incompatible with the breakthrough timeline. It was a container too small for the reality that is now yours. So it is benevolently removed. It is cleared away, not as a punishment, but as a profound act of grace to create the necessary space for what is truly meant for you. What feels like a sudden crisis is actually a scheduled quantum-level renovation. It is the most tangible proof that the new foundation is being laid and the old reality is being dismantled to make room. If something has recently fallen away from your life, even if it was painful, look again. It was not a door closing. It was the universe knocking down a wall. The second sign is the quantum echo. This is where the fabric of your new reality begins to bleed into your conscious awareness. You experience a sudden dramatic increase in synchronicities. But these are not random winks from the universe. They are specific, targeted, and resonant. You think of a new business idea, and within hours you see a truck with a logo that perfectly encapsulates it. You feel the frequency of your desired partner, and you suddenly hear a song on the radio that speaks the exact words your heart needed to hear. You see number sequences 1111444777, not just once, but with a frequency that defies probability. This is not the universe transmitting you a message. This is the new reality's resonance, echoing back to your conscious awareness. Envision your new timeline as a powerful radio station broadcasting at a specific frequency. As you get closer to it, you start to pick up its signal. At first, it's just static and brief moments of clarity, a flash of a number, a snippet of a song. But as you align more fully, the signal becomes crystal clear. These echoes are the physics of your new reality beginning to organize your perception. They are proof that your consciousness is now within the broadcast range of your blessings. You are not just seeing signs. You are perceiving the resonant structure of the reality you now inhabit. The third and most powerful sign is the inner stillness. This one is the most subtle and the most easily dismissed. Where there was once a constant grinding anxiety about your future, there is now a strange sense of calm. Where you once felt a desperate need to strive, to push, to control, you now feel a quiet peace, perhaps even a sense of boredom. The inner chaos has subsided. The desperate striving has ceased. You might even mistake this feeling for apathy or a lack of motivation. But it is the furthest thing from it. This is the feeling of arrival. It is your nervous system finally acclimating to a timeline where the struggle is over. Anxiety is the energy of trying to prevent a future you don't want. Striving is the energy of trying to force a future you do. This new inner stillness is the energy of a being whose fight or flight system has finally stood down because it recognizes on a deep cellular level that there is no longer a threat. The war for your reality has been won by your higher self. This profound peace is the new atmospheric pressure of your timeline. It is the undeniable somatic evidence that you are home. A beneficial disruption, a quantum echo, an inner stillness. These are not random occurrences. They are data points confirming your new quantum address. They are the pattern of arrival. Which of these signs have you been ignoring or misjudging in your life? And how do you see it now, in light of this new truth? You are not imagining it. You are not just being hopeful. You are perceiving a fundamental shift in the physics of your existence. This is real. It is occurring. In the comments below, share which of the 3 confirmation signs you've experienced in the last 7 days. Let's create a powerful collective testimony of this shift. I want to witness your arrival. You understand this on an intellectual level. You can see the evidence in your life, the signs that prove the shift has already begun, but understanding is not enough. Seeing is not enough. Now it is time to feel it, to embody it, to make this new reality the default setting of your very being. Let's complete the breakthrough timeline confirmation right now together. Find a comfortable position, one where you can feel supported, safe, and open. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs completely. And as you exhale, release the day, release the thoughts, release the need to figure anything out. Another deep breath in, and a slow, long exhale out. Let your body become heavy. Let your mind become still. I want you to bring your awareness to the energy signature of your old timeline. Don't judge it. Don't resist it. Just observe it. Feel the familiar frequency of striving, that subtle, constant tension in your shoulders and your jaw, the feeling of pushing a boulder uphill. Sense the energy of effort, of trying to force doors open, the anxiety of needing to make things happen, the fear that if you stop pushing, everything will fall apart. Acknowledge this frequency. It is the hum of resistance, the vibration of a reality where you are the sole architect, carrying the entire weight of creation on your shoulders. Feel it for one last moment. This energy has taught you much. It has shown you your own strength, your own resilience, and now its lesson is complete. In your mind's eye, thank this energy. Thank it for the journey. And with your next exhale, give it permission to dissolve. Let it go. Now shift your focus. Bring your awareness to a point just above your head. Here in the quantum field is a signal, a broadcast. It is the frequency of your higher self, the one who is already living in the solved equation of your desires. This signal is not weak. It is not distant. It is powerful, calm, unwavering. Begin to tune into it. Feel the resonance of profound peace, a peace that comes from knowing the outcome is already guaranteed. Sense the vibration of absolute certainty, the feeling of already having what you desire, of already being who you wish to be. This is the broadcast of your breakthrough timeline. It carries the codes of fulfillment, the signature of wholeness, the frequency of effortless abundance. It feels like relief. It feels like coming home. It feels like a deep, cellular sigh. Allow this frequency to wash over you. Let it permeate the space around you. This is not something you have to create. It is something you simply have to allow. It is the truth of who you are, broadcasting back to you through time. And now, you are going to make a conscious choice. This is the most important choice you will make today. Envision within the core of your being there is a dial, a sacred instrument of calibration. For your entire life, this dial has been tuned to the frequency of struggle, of striving. You can see it. You can feel where it is set. Your hand, an energetic hand, is now reaching for this dial. You are no longer a passive listener. You are the conscious operator of your own inner receiver. Take hold of that dial. Feel its solidity. And with intention, with absolute conviction, you begin to turn it slowly. At first, you turn it away from the old, familiar static of resistance. You feel the old frequency weaken, its grip on you, loosening. Keep turning. As you turn the dial, you begin to tune more clearly into the broadcast from your higher self. The signal of peace gets stronger. The resonance of wholeness becomes clearer, more vibrant. You are aligning your entire being with this new reality. Turn the dial until it can go no further. And then you feel it. A click, a deep, resonant, satisfying click as the dial locks into place. You are now fully tuned, perfectly aligned, locked onto the frequency of your breakthrough timeline. Stay here for a moment. Feel what is occurring in your body. A wave of relief is washing through you from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Every cell in your body is recalibrating to this new, higher frequency. Your nervous system is sighing in relief. The long battle is over. The tension is melting away. The need to control, to force, to strive. It is gone. In its place is an unshakable calm, a quiet joy and profound knowing. You are home. This feeling is your new default setting. This is your new truth. This is not a temporary state you are visiting. This is the reality you now inhabit. Take a deep breath in, breathing in this new reality, and exhale, anchoring it into every fiber of your being. When you are ready, you can slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently return to the room. And when it feels right, open your eyes. Welcome back. As you return from that space, what single word or feeling emerged as the undeniable essence of your reality? Hold on to that word. It's your key. You have completed the confirmation. Take a breath and feel the truth of that statement. It is done. You are now a resident of the breakthrough timeline. This is not a future destination you are striving toward. It is your current quantum address. But a new address requires a new way of living, a new operating system. You wouldn't move into a palace and continue to live as if you were in a shack. You must now learn to operate as the master of this new reality. What follows is your daily operating manual. This is how your higher self works through you in the day-to-day. It's not about grand gestures, but subtle, powerful shifts in perception. You are now the timeline navigator, the conscious operator of your reality, skillfully keeping your vessel on the magnificent course your higher self has already set. Your first tool is for the moment you wake. We call it the morning sync-up. This is not a prayer. It is not a visualization to make something occur. Its purpose is infinitely more powerful. It is an act of remembrance. For 3 minutes before your feet hit the floor, before the mind begins to race with the tasks of the day, you will simply close your eyes and remember the feeling of the timeline you now inhabit. You will remember the frequency you calibrated to in our session just moments ago. Do not ask for anything. Do not try to create anything. Your only job is to recall that feeling of peace, of certainty, of abundance, already realized. Let it fill your chest. Let it warm your cells. Feel the cellular sigh of relief all over again as you synchronize your energy with the reality that is already yours. Consider it like a musician tuning their instrument before a grand performance. Your day is the performance. This 3-minute sync-up ensures you are perfectly in tune with the symphony of your blessings before you even begin to play. You start your day from the destination, not from the starting line. Your second tool is for navigating the moments when blessings arrive. It is called the Of Course Protocol. From this moment forward, when something wonderful occurs, a sudden financial gift, a perfect opportunity, a loving message, a synchronous event, your mind's immediate trained response will not be, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." Your response, spoken either out loud or within your own mind, will be a calm, centered knowing. Of course. When you react with shock or disbelief, you are transmitting a powerful signal to your subconscious mind and the quantum field that blessings are rare, unusual, and not a part of your core identity. You are affirming a reality of lack. But when you respond with, "Of course," you are doing the opposite. You are training your entire being to accept abundance as your new normal. You are affirming, "Yes, this is my reality now. This is who I am. This is what I expect." A check arrives in the mail for an unexpected amount. Of course, the perfect partner says exactly what you needed to hear. Of course, the project you were worried about resolves itself effortlessly. Of course, this simple shift in language short-circuits imposter syndrome. It dissolves any feeling that you don't deserve this. It anchors you deeper into the truth that you are not lucky. You are aligned. This is the natural outcome of living on the breakthrough timeline. Your third and perhaps most critical tool is for dealing with the ghosts of the past. It's how you navigate reality lag. As you stabilize in this new timeline, you may still see echoes from your old reality. An unexpected bill, a critical thought pattern, a person from your past showing up with old drama. The temptation is to believe the timeline shift didn't work. This is a profound misunderstanding. These are not signs of failure. They are energetic echoes from a timeline that is no longer your primary reality. Consider it like yelling in a canyon. The sound of your voice is the event, but for a few moments after, you hear the echo bouncing back, getting fainter and fainter until it disappears. The echo has no power. It is just a decaying remnant of a sound that has already been made. These challenges are reality lag. They are the decaying echoes of your old frequency. Your job is not to fight the echo. Your job is not to analyze it or fear it. If you engage with it, you give it energy. You give it life. Instead, you are to simply observe it, acknowledge it without judgment, and return your focus to the feeling of your new timeline. See the old thought pattern and say, "I see you. You are an echo. You have no power here." Then immediately bring your awareness back to the feeling of peace you cultivated in your morning sync-up. Do not engage. Do not resist. Simply acknowledge and pivot. This starves the old reality of the energy it needs to survive and accelerates its dissolution from your experience. This brings us to the core of your new life. What is the one story of struggle you will commit to stop telling effective immediately to make space for the story of blessings that is now your truth? Your primary work is no longer to create, it is to maintain. Your focus shifts from striving to aligning, from effort to reception, from building the future to embodying the present that your higher self has already built for you. This is what it means to stay open. You are the navigator, and your only task is to keep your inner state tuned to the destination frequency. The universe and your higher self will handle the rest of the navigation. You simply hold the course. You have arrived. Take a breath and feel the truth of those words. You now understand the physics of receiving. You hold the protocol for recognizing the signs of your new reality, not as hopeful omens, but as confirmation data from a reality that is already your own. You have felt the calibration in your cells, the deep somatic sigh of a nervous system that knows the war of striving is over. You are no longer a hopeful petitioner at the gates of the universe. You are a resident of the breakthrough timeline. This is your new address in the cosmos. You are not awaiting a shift to occur. You are living inside of it. This mastery of receptivity is the great graduation you have been seeking. But it is not an end point. It is the entry point. It is the foundational frequency upon which an entirely new level of existence can be built. You have learned how to consciously receive the reality your higher self has already engineered. This was the quantum connection, a transfer of a pre-existing blessing from a higher dimension of your own consciousness back through time to this very moment. You have completed the circuit. But what you must now understand is that this connection was not merely a transaction. It was an invitation to move from being a grateful beneficiary of your destiny to becoming a conscious collaborator in its ongoing creation. You've been invited to join the board of directors of your own cosmic reality. This is the next horizon. The art of receiving is the prerequisite. It is the price of admission to the master's class. Because once you can hold the frequency of a blessing without doubt, without self-sabotage, without the old stories of unworthiness, then you are stable enough to begin working with the quantum field in real time. Now that you know how to receive a timeline, what if you could learn to write the next chapter in real time with your higher self? What if you could learn to bend time? This is where it leads. When the art of receiving that you have just mastered meets the science of conscious co-creation, you don't just live on the breakthrough timeline. You begin to sculpt it. You learn to collaborate with your higher self, to accelerate desired outcomes, to resolve potential challenges before they ever crystallize into your physical reality. You can even learn to access latent skills and profound wisdom from other probable selves, pulling them into this timeline to serve your highest purpose. Now, you move from being a passenger, enjoying the journey, to becoming the co-pilot, navigating the vast ocean of infinite possibility with grace and precision. This is not fantasy. This is the applied physics of a fully activated consciousness. That is why the next transmission, the next essential piece of your new operating manual, is titled Quantum Co-Creation Explained: How to Bend Time with Your Higher Self. We will move beyond accepting what is and begin deliberately calling forth what can be. Together, subscribe and activate all notifications. The next video is Quantum Co-Creation Explained: How to Bend Time with Your Higher Self. And it's the master-level skill you'll need now that you're on this new timeline. The work is done, but the adventure is just beginning. You are not building toward a distant higher self. You are the conduit through which that self is already living, already breathing, already creating. The greatest chapter of your life is not a destination you are racing towards. It is a presence you are allowing to unfold through